in this video I will tell you a little bit about my story, and at the end I will give you a few different tips about, well, a few different tips. They are not tips, they are life lessons about how to work very hard. Okay, so stay till the end, as every YouTuber on this platform says, or just skip to the end. I just don't care. Basically, my story starts at 18 years old. I discovered philosophy. I think it's the best thing ever. I'm gonna do it. I will do a degree, a master's, and eventually realize it's not. I mean, it's very good, but I can't do it as my job. Also, during this time, I started getting into business, especially these business models everyone's talking about on the internet. I eventually also realized that they are pretty bad and they give me no sense of existence, no sense of purpose. So yeah, I just can't do work for the money, basically. Even though it's a lot of money, I can't do it. And also because, well, you just can't sit down if you have no purpose, but that's something I'll just get into it later. Let's continue with the story, right? So after that, I get lucky enough, I get a job in a very good company. I say very good company because, well, one, because 9 to 5s are completely demonized on this platform. And the second one is because they treat me very well, which is not, it's a pretty big company. And it's not very typical that a company treats you well, especially when you start. They probably just make you work a lot and don't give you a lot of resources. And I've been treated very well, so I'm very grateful about this. After a year of working in Spain, they tell me go back to Poland. I'll go to Poland because I've lived all of my life in Spain, basically. And go to Poland. And there you should learn finance. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, learn finance, and then we'll go after that. So I'm like, well, this is gonna be very boring because I hate finance, or I think I hate finance. I just see it as numbers, people calculating things, doing accounting and whatever. That's boring as hell, right? Problem is, I fell in love with finance. And then something magical happens, something very interesting happens. I go from going to my job, and after that, just probably wasting my time or thinking about saying, yeah, I'm gonna start a business this year, and then doing nothing, to going to my job, and after that, dedicating, well, until from when I stop working to when I go to sleep, dedicating all of that time to learning about finance. And I do it for, I don't know, a few months probably. At this point, yeah, I've done it for a month, and something. And I'm very happy about it. I'm very grateful. I don't get, like, I got burned out a few weeks ago, but that's a different topic. But I'm able to sustain that for a month, which has happened very rarely in my life, that I am able to stick to something for so many hours for such a long period of time. And the burnout is obvious because, yeah, I wasn't just used to working so much, right? So eventually I was like, yeah, frick this. And I thought to myself, right, why that happened? Why was I able to go from someone who has been pretty lazy during his life, because, I mean, not super lazy, but I'm a pretty bright guy, not like super intelligent, but I'm so bright. I'm bright enough to be able to go through uni, my master's and school without studying very long hours, right? And I went from that to, for a month straight, working, I don't know, 14 hours a day on average, right? Because that's crazy to me. And here are the 3 reasons which I said at the beginning of the video, the 3 life lessons. The point number 1 is to find your purpose and to do purposeful work. So what does that mean? It means you have to find a reason to sit down and work, first of all, because if you have no reason, you just won't sit down. A very simple reason is money. And if you need money, like for example, to live, well, you'll just have to go to work, right? Obviously. It's not an ideal reason, but it's a reason nonetheless. And you have to find something that compels you so hard that when you're feeling like lazy, when you're feeling, I don't know, tired or whatever, and you think about this, you're like, yeah, I have to work. Like there's no other way. The second thing is purposeful work, so work that actually matters to you. So not I know if you don't like econ, but you've heard people make a lot of money, don't do it because you'll get bored, you get burnt out very easily. If you find something else that will bring you results, yeah, it might, like you may need more work, but you actually enjoy the work, it's going to be a lot easier for you to sit down and work. Some people say, and this is an interesting thing, that you should find something that you would do even if they don't pay you, right? So find something that you're like, yeah, I enjoy this so much, and they even pay me? What? Something like that. Second thing is, even though I like to talk very bad about routine. You need a routine, very simple routine. Just think about, okay, when can I work? When should I don't work or whatever? And just structure your day, to work. Find when you're the most active, when you're the least active. For example, towards the end of the day, I don't study very complicated topics. I usually, for example, watch some kind of docu video or something similar with the topic of finance, because I know I'm not, like, my brain isn't super optimized at that point, so I need something a lot lighter, to process and to digest. But at the early part of the day, I know I'm very sharp and very active, and my brain is ready to go, so I just blast a lot of hard work at that time. And third is consistency. Consistency beats high spikes, right? You can, not ice spikes, but high spikes. So you can work very, very hard for, let's say a week, right? You hear me talking about 13 hours a day and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then you do 2 weeks and you burn out and you're like, I'm not gonna work a single day more in my life. Or you can say, okay, I'm gonna work, I don't know, let's say you have a job. You say, okay, I'm gonna work my job, which is 8 hours plus 4 hours more, or 2 hours more. So 10 hours in total. And you're able to sustain that for, let's say, a month or 2 months. That's very different, and you can keep escalating, right? And you can keep adding hours. When you're, I don't know, after 2 weeks, you're like, yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna do one more hour, or whatever. So consistency, right? So summarizing everything up, okay. Find your purpose. Find purposeful work. Have a good routine and keep consistent. Keep being consistent. Yeah, do the hard work, man.